Hey, hello. Just sharing some of the view that I'm enjoying currently. I actually haven't visited this hill for, I'm actually not sure, but definitely a couple of months, maybe early autumn last year I was here for the last time. Not sure, but anyway, I need to go down and then go up again because I want to show you this side of the hill, which has one of my favorite industrial views that you can find, in my opinion, in Częstochowa. So this is why I love to come here to look at it, because there is always something very humbling in the big factories, right? Big machines, sound of engines, sound of things being made, like real things being made. And this is very funny because obviously my goal for today's video is to mostly rant. And actually I'm going to rant about the politicians and how I feel helpless versus what I see, what we see almost on daily basis. And obviously Poland is no different from other countries, but still I think that your political views kind of develop in a way like at the beginning you really don't care. You are young, and as long as 2 + 2 is 4, you seems to be fine, right? If you have the money, if you have but at least this is what I was thinking, right? Obviously I'm not a young person anymore, and I don't have the, let's say, understanding of, I can think about it and try to guess, but I'm nowhere near a young people nowadays, and my son is not that old yet, so it still doesn't relate. But still, when I was young, I really didn't care a lot about politics, right? I was worried mostly about not going to the army, and then finding myself a job, right, and becoming rich. But then maybe 10 years in, you start to notice some things about how the current political landscape, or what the people are doing, the people who are governing, how it affects you, right? Because as an example, it could have affected the company that was employing you, and you lost your job, right? So you start to wonder why did it happen, right? And this is for the first time that you start to gain this perspective, how what the people in charge are doing affects your personal life as a citizen, right? And then when you are, maybe like me, past 40, you start to think, or maybe you start to clearly see how badly, for the better part, things are being run. I'm not saying everything, right? But a lot of them. And you start to wonder how you, being in a business, right, carrying on your shoulder sometimes responsibilities that not only bring the revenue to the company, but make the company grow and not fire people, and how this relates to responsibilities of politicians who run those companies, national companies, not private ones. And I understand that not every government company needs to earn money, right? We pay taxes, right? So we kind of subsidize some of them, right? They don't need to be as profitable. I love this place. This is the area they are burning the coal with a very little oxygen, to make it more rich in fuel. This is very this is the factory, the mill that is doing that. And then there is a steel casting foundry over there, and then you can see Częstochowa behind. The landscape of the churches, right? The Jasna Góra, the cathedral, then there is another church, and this is where I live. Well, we will have opportunity to see it a bit more because I will be moving on the ridge. So returning to that, also no private company would hire a manager. No, I'm not even talking about director, CEO, CFO, marketing director, who don't have experience, who didn't prove themselves previously, and I am the right person for the job attitude, and so, and yet there are people who join political parties, and they expect to be rewarded after some time. They invested, so to say, into being a politician, into following the pack, voting as they are ordered to vote, right? And then comes the time to take the prize, right? And the prize is, I want to have a position in a company where I will start earning way more money than previously, right? And this is where the problem starts, because you see then those people not only taking the place of professionalists, people who actually knew what they were doing, but also affecting the results of the company, bringing it down very often, putting it in a very bad financial situation, and making decisions that are not business driven or customer driven, but rather politically driven. They are also very often prone to keeping personal grudges, because they are not professionals, they are not businessmen, they are not managers, they are not specialists. And then they, see or hear or read something and they take it personally, They don't see the business. They see, personal feelings, they put them, in the first place, and then they make decisions based on the emotions, right? This is also an off-road track all around here, behind me, around this hill down there, and this is why you can see the cross bikes chasing around here. I just hope they don't run over me. But nevertheless, the thing that really makes me feel hopeless or defeated is that I don't see the situation improving anyhow, because this is how the current landscape is political landscape is constructed. It's normal thing that if you won the election, you're in charge, then you pay back or give rewards to people who support you, and those rewards are based on those positions. And there is no solutions. I don't see it, because there is no way to break the monopoly of parties that run, that have millions of money to throw against anybody who would like to break this thing. And they will just run those companies to the ground very often, or they will just run them poorly and they will become less and less competitive. And you have to remember that some of them are strategically, when it comes to the business, to the product they are doing, and to the importance on the international market, you want to be competitive. Some of them earn tremendous amounts of money, and you should be able to develop them. You should be able to rise the level of product, quality of product, and everything that is connected to it. So did I get lost? Oh yeah, I think I haven't been here for a very long time, and I see that also this path was not being used pretty often, but yeah, here is the road. So yeah, and this all comes down to the local realities of the city that I live in, because the local companies, they are like the ones that deliver water, they are the ones that will deliver public transportation and so on. They are obviously not being run well, and everybody thinks that's okay, and everybody thinks that, and there are plenty of people, especially in the internet, because this is where you find the most, let's say, negative comments, or the internet is full of people who have time to complain. Yeah. Probably I'm one of those persons, but basically what I wanted to say also is that even though we agree in the internet that something is wrong, you don't see this in the results of the elections, right? So like I said, and then there is this matter that even if you feel, and I won't lie, I had those thoughts in my mind to go and do it, try to do it like in a responsible way, to say, okay, I really promise that I won't do the same things. I will try to run those companies with experts, and try to improve it. There is still no guarantee that people would vote for you because they don't care about it. So this is really, in my opinion, like a tragic situation, and I really don't see a way out. And this adds up to my frustration, to this feeling of defeat, to this feeling of being defeated, and to this feeling that this is not heading in the right direction. And I know it's like this almost everywhere. I don't know, maybe in some countries you find it better, but not in Poland. And I don't know where this is going to take us, because you obviously put against it the situations we are currently in, and then it makes you even more worried, right? Because instead of building capital, building technologies, building products, building the capabilities, you see people being rewarded for saying yes in the right moment, and then they say, yeah, I want to be a CEO. I know I don't have experience, I will learn. But in business there is time to learn, but not as a director. You need to bring something to the table. I agree that you cannot be fully developed director. There's never such a thing that fully developed worker. You always learn, because the business landscape is changing, because the seasons are changing, because the situation is changing, because the ecosystem you are functioning in is changing. So you are never 100% there, but you can keep yourself at the level of 70%, maybe 80%. If you are very, very good, maybe something more. I don't know. I would say that, myself being like at where I am, maybe 70, maybe 80%, but I still have plenty to learn, plenty to understand, right? So, rant is done. If you can relate, just, maybe press the like button. I don't expect anything more. It's just to vent myself, basically. Maybe at one day I'll be able to, try to do something about it. It's one of the dreams that I have in my head. But so far, I don't really feel a way to do it. Weather is nice. It's sunny. It's plenty opportunities to train. I hope it will remain like it this week, although it's going to get colder, back to like 5 degrees. Today should be 20, and then let's see what will be happening in 2 weeks' time. Maybe it will be already springtime. Crossing my fingers for that, because this means that it will be easier to bear some of those things. Okay, I still need to run back, which is like 6 kilometers. And I am, I don't know if you see, but I'm 7.5 almost in. So it's time to go back. So it's over. Yeah, it's also 1 hour, because I was slacking on the previous mountain, and on this mountain also mostly walking. So I lost plenty of time just resting a bit in between and then recording this video. So stay well, stay safe, train if you feel like it, push yourself a little bit. See you next time.